And all of us make it so. So thank you for being here and welcome to the love and light that is Unity of Lawrence. And in unity, we begin everything with prayer. So let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us as we listen to this prayer. On this day, we dedicate our hearts to peace on earth. We appreciate everyone's spiritual journey and the abundant blessings bestowed upon us. In unity with all who seek to express freedom, joy, and transformation, we welcome our divine inheritance as creators. In harmony with this truth, we live to the best of our ability with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray one-on-one with you. So if there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see Holly or Betty, yes, Betty, after today's service at the front of the sanctuary. And our chaplains will also pray for you during the week. So fill out that little purple prayer request slip and place it in the wooden box out in the foyer. Chaplains can also visit in times of need, so please just let the office know. Remember, all prayers are confidential. And now let's do that other thing we love, standing and joining Holly in singing, "We Come Together in the Name of Love." All right, good morning, everybody. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. And feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. a look at the person next to you. Say namaste and I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Even warmer now. And we send hugs and love to everyone out on Zoom or Facebook Live. It is a wonderful community wherever we are. And so as we settle into the knowing that all is well, let us also affirm together unity's founding principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And our Unity of Lawrence vision statement together, united in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And our Unity of Lawrence mission statement, we are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And that's exactly what we will get today as we open our hearts and minds. And please welcome our special music guest, Harmony Lavelle.
Good morning. Do you want to drum with this one too? Okay. Did you ever notice the potential for growth in humanity? And did you ever notice the soul shine when people are filled with this energy? And did you ever notice how the sunshine warms you to the depth of your soul, your soul? And when we good people come around each other, it helps us all to grow. And things are starting to change in this world. Oh, people are waking up and voices are being heard. Collective consciousness is coming to mind, is coming to mind. The time is now, and now is the time. The time is now, and now is the time. And did you ever notice the potential for the music to light your way? And did you ever notice this light shining through my head? or giving me these words to say, And did you ever notice the relationship our bodies have with this earth? 'Cause we are direct reflections. When we realize our self-worth, and the music helps us make change in this world. People are waking up and voices are being heard. Collective consciousness is synchronized. The time is now, and now is the time. The time is now, and now is the time. The time is now, and now is the time. Time. The time is now, and now is the time.
Thank you, Harmony. Yes, now. And so how perfect then that now we get to hear again from our dear one, Robin Goff, the founder and spiritual leader of the Light Center, a Unity Service Ministry Retreat Center near Baldwin City, Kansas. And for the past 29 years, she has spearheaded the creation of sacred space on a 95-acre sanctuary near Baldwin. Robin is also a licensed Unity teacher and fresh home from Africa. Welcome home, Robin.
I hope you appreciate that means coming from summer. Whoa, what a shock to your system. Wow. But I'm here, and I really went through the jet lag well this time, so somehow. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to just do a tiny little recap of Love Light. So about 20 years ago, we started this project out of the Light Center, and it was drawn together by a promise of some funding, which never came, and that's a long story I won't bore you with. But it didn't matter, because once I got to South Africa and started meeting people there and seeing the enormity of the place and the situations and all of it, I was totally hooked. And there's no way I would stop going back and forth. So we have gradually, over that period of 20 years, developed a project that is providing camps for teenagers. And it's modeled after Unity's program for teenagers, which, for those of you who are not aware, is an exemplary program. It's all youth-led. So we have teenagers who help prepare the curriculum and stand and lead it and so forth. And our whole focus is on leadership development and building trust and self-confidence, which is much needed. So the kids in the little town that we visit there had nothing during COVID years. School shut down completely. It was bad there. COVID was bad over there. And they didn't have virtual school. They don't have tablets. They don't have computers. They had nothing. So if you can imagine teenagers going for that long a period of time without school, what happens? You know, all kinds of stories unfolded. And they were set back academically quite a bit. So the average testing results in the schools dropped tremendously. So now we're in a rebuilding program, and we were able to do a camp while I was over there that was just delightful, and just, I can't even begin to tell you how much I love it. The whole program, the whole experience, the kids, all of it. And it's more for me than just the camps. That's one facet of what we do. We also have been supporting a South African woman who does all the things necessary to help youth be able to go to university. So before we started this, no kids in this town went to university. Now we've had 30 who've gone through and graduated, and yay. And what happened was when they started getting the idea that maybe I could go to university, they started studying. And the grades in the school went up tremendously. So the parents, the principal, the teachers all going, what are you doing with these kids? You know? So it's just a matter of having something to believe in, and maybe that's you. You know, believing in yourself is just so, so key. So I started to explore over these years, many, many times, what is this all about? How did I come from this little farm in Kansas to this little town that's kind of rural and remote? How did I start going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to the same place? You know? How does this happen in somebody's life? I almost can't remember how I found my way to this little town. And the others there can't remember either. So it's like, it doesn't matter. That's where I am. So one of the things that I think about a lot while I'm there is, okay, maybe I have some karma to play out. So you've heard me say before that I always wanted to be a nun, and I think I was a nun in many, many lifetimes. And maybe that meant that I was a missionary, who knows? So I also believe I have a lot of ancestors who were involved in churches, and I know some in Africa. So who knows what the karma is that I'm playing out in my personal life. But I've begun to see it on a much broader scale. So I've been studying with Matthias De Stefano, if any of you have heard of him. He says, I am a consequence of previous decisions of others. Little different slant on karma. I am a consequence of what those before me decided. So when you take that into the whole complex stories that we're acting out on the world stage now of racism, apartheid, genocide, et cetera, we're still, all of us, embedded in these enormous stories that are unfolding, and trying to figure out how do we work through this to some kind of better conclusions, you know? And so when you're in South Africa, all of that is visual. You can see miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of informal settlements. People living in hand-built shacks, dirt floors, abject poverty, now more and more crime because the financial pressure has increased, the cost of food, everything, just like we experience, is going on there. Plus, there's a tremendous influx of immigrants into South Africa, where people think, I'll just go there, just like America, you know, I'll go there and I'll find a job, you know? And so there are people pouring in from many, many, many other countries, and so the informal settlements continue to swell and swell and swell. On the other side of town, in Cape Town, is one of the most affluent first world cities. They have diamond mines and gold mines and platinum mines and all kinds of riches there that have been pretty well co-opted by European countries. You've all heard of the Dutch West India Company, so forth. So the contrasts between what you see and what you experience are like really almost mind-boggling to look at all of that. So, you might remember I spoke about Sand Talk, a book about the Aboriginal people of Australia, written by Tyson Yunkaporta. And I keep going back to that because it's so rich and it's so full of so much great information. He says, each part carries the inherent intelligence of the entire system, Knowledge is therefore a living thing that is patterned within every person and being, an object and phenomenon within creation. So again, this idea that we're all embedded in this larger kind of karma, but playing out bigger ideas. He said, it is difficult to relinquish the illusions of power and delusions of exceptionalism that come with privilege. And boy, do I feel that in South Africa. There'll be moments in a conversation where one of us Americans will say or do something, and I realize, whoa, that is so out of sync with what these people are living with. You know, we expect things like good technology and fast Wi-Fi and toilet paper, and worse than that, 2-ply toilet paper. You know? We have come to expect the comforts that America provides to us. And so when you're in another kind of culture, all of a sudden you realize, oh, I have a lot of expectations, yeah, that I don't even notice at home. So I get to thinking about the connectedness between all of this, all peoples, our ancestors, our past lives, all of it, and how that all comes together as we walk on this planet. So he talks in that book about connectedness, respectfully connecting with people and cultures not like your own, expanding the network of connectedness. So really, this is what this work is about, expanding the network of connectedness. So when I listened to Matthias De Stefano, he also talks about this networking and the patterns inside the matrix being the space in between everything, like the darkness between the stars or the space between all of us. It unites the frequencies of the past, the future, as if we are all nodes on this much greater net that's all connected together. There's an ancient Aboriginal elder, Noel Nannup, who's quoted in the Sand Talk book that I love the stuff about him because he's so powerfully telepathic. So he's talking about seeing the connection between things, and he says, look beyond the things and focus on the connections between them. Then look beyond the connections to see the patterns they make. Isn't that profound? So the indigenous wisdom is really almost beyond our ability to comprehend. But I'm working on that. I'm working on trying to see things in a much broader sense of connectivity than what we think about in our day in, day out life. I mean, we think our phone is our connection, but it's way, way beyond that. So years back, we coined a term called heart bridges. And that happened because here I would be in my garden at the Light Center, and I'd find myself thinking about my friends in South Africa and stories and people and all of that. And I'd have these moments of, now how is it that I don't know how I even get from here to there, back and forth, year after year after year, because I've been going for all these years. And I love the concept of having a bridge, a heart bridge between me and that place or those people, and we all have that. So think about the places and people that you visit on a regular basis and you just love. Oh, I would just love to be with so-and-so. And then you create consciously a heart bridge between you and that place or those people. So that's what I was practicing. And then in reading the Sand Talk book, I caught the term song lines. Some of you will remember that because it really resonates. And that kind of took that concept of connectivity into the level of frequencies, song lines. And so the belief of the Aboriginal people is that we are all connected energetically by these lines going everywhere around the world. He talked about even going under the ocean and coming up the other side. I love that. So I had this experience while I was in South Africa, kind of a deep, deep meditation kind of experience. And what I tuned into and saw were these nets that connect us all together. And it was like cords of light, brilliant light. And then I started getting this information like, okay, everybody's a channel. So a lot of you probably have sat with someone channeling someone and they give all this beautiful, wonderful insight and information, and that's cool, except you can do that too. Every one of us is a channel. And so I think of it as my core that runs through my body from the top of my head to the base of my spine, that is like a well that I can fill up with energy and draw from all the time. The more I keep that open and vibrant and filled with light, the more then I can connect with other lights, other cores, other channels, and we make this net grow brighter and brighter and stronger. And isn't that what our world needs now, as we're continuing to wrestle with all of these crazy stories of the things I mentioned, racism, genocide, war, blah, all of it. And so one of the things that came up in that meditation was how we keep spending a lot of energy arguing about how we should talk to the ascended masters. Like, you should talk to my ascended master because this is the only way. This is the only right answer or the right religion or whatever. But what I was getting in this meditation was that it doesn't really matter. These arguments are totally irrelevant because all of the great ascended masters of this plane are already one. So they're already connected. It's called, some people have used the term Great White Brotherhood. You may have heard that. It has nothing to do with race or skin color. It's about this collective of energies that is made up of Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, et cetera, et cetera. So they are already operating as one system of oneness. And so when we call upon any great master, we're connecting in to that flow of incredibly powerful energy. So I think about this interconnected net then, that is what we can use to heal this planet and heal ourselves. And it's vast. What matters is how we are walking on this earth and how we are processing the light and sharing it with one another. So that really is what this work in South Africa is about. Do we have a photo from that? No, okay, it didn't come through. Years back, we coined a term called cross-transformation, because we very quickly realized that, yeah, we can go there and teach kids a whole bunch of stuff and unity thought and positivity and so forth. But what happens is we learn so much more than we can ever teach, and we take away more than we could ever leave behind. It's definitely a two-way process that we're in. So what I wanted to share with you was what happened to me. I may cry, it's okay. I was staying in a friend's house in South Africa, and these young people started showing up. And here they were. I haven't seen them for 4 years, haven't been there since 2019. And so they had grown quite a bit. And one after the next, these young adults started coming in the door. And each one of them looked fantastic, had graduated university, many of them, and had jobs, which is really unheard of in this little town. And so some magical things are happening for these young people. But what I want to try to convey to you is the love that I feel. These kids come in and give you the biggest hug you could ever imagine, and you feel engulfed in more love than I can even describe to you. These are not kids who have any kind of entitlement. They're kids who appreciate every time you come there, everything you do, anything you offer them, any hand up that you might give them to be able to get to university and get a good job and so forth. And so I become totally engulfed in this unbelievable love. So I was going to show you a photo of Eric. Oh, there he is. So when I'm there, because I was originally a nurse and hospice chaplain, I started to walk on foot with the care workers. So they go from the clinic and carry medications, and they go and they take blood pressures and blood sugars and all this stuff in everybody's home throughout this area. And that's how they do healthcare. And so they said, come, we want you to meet this man. And so I went in and met Meshach. Meshach was one of the most beautiful individuals I've ever met. He was like a master. He was an older guy. He'd had an accident and it disabled his right arm and his right leg. And so he couldn't get around very well and had to use a wheelchair and so forth and so forth. So he was in his little home, in his small kitchen, and had a stack of books. He was well read. And I would go in there and he would pray in his language, and I would feel so incredibly blessed. This man was just lovely. I took a group there once from Unity Church of the Hills in Austin, Texas, and we all went and sang and prayed with Meshach, and everybody came away going, oh my goodness, thank you. This was just filled me up. So at the same time, or coincidentally, I was at the camps with the teenagers and met Eric. And he stood out. He stood out as, okay, here's a leader. And he actually was the first person who traveled to Unity Village to attend the International Youth of Unity event there, and then helped with leadership of the camps on the South African side. He's just this yummy, lovely, precious young man. So one day I was visiting with Meshach, and he said something to this curtain. So there's a curtain between the little tiny bedroom and the kitchen. And he said something, and I didn't know what he said, and this hand comes out from behind the curtain with a photo from camp. And at the top of it, it said Eric. And I went, this is your father? So all this time, I mean, this is going on over a period of years. I know Meshach and I know Eric, and I think they're both incredible people, and come to find out they're father and son. So this story unfolded over more years. We helped Eric to be able to go on to university, and Meshach died, and we shared that loss together, and Eric had a hard time finishing his degree in accounting, but he did it. He kept going, he kept taking the exam, and he conquered it, and he now has a fabulous job with the municipality in the accounting department. So it's truly, truly one of the more heartwarming stories of my life. And every time I see this young man, I just dissolve. It's just pure, pure love. So this is his daughter, Aaliyah, and she's now 4, and I hope that I get to see her at camp before I'm finished with this. Who knows? I have no idea. So it's like if I take a moment during my day and I just tune in with my heart, mind, and see the face of any one of a number of people over there, I just am flooded with so much love, I can't even express it to you. So I feel as if what really, really matters is that we continually see the light in every single person, regardless of their story, regardless of where they live or what conditions they live in, and that we are all seeing that way the reflection of the true divine. So I remember the last time I spoke here, I was talking about, okay, if we want to bring a new world into being, we live it into being. But now I want to shift that just a little bit, and let's love it into being. Yeah, thank you.
As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. I learn from you, you learn from me. Across the world, we're one family. The soul shines bright to carry life, a world apart, but we share one heart. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. When time comes to leave this face, return to dark, life creates new spark. The view this side so clear to see. Realize it's all unity. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes. As far as I can see the light, bring it in through my own eyes.
So turning within to your quiet center, looking as far as you can see the light, and feeling that light shining deep within your core. So we take a moment to connect into the earth. All of her sacred energies and ways of expressing. And we connect into the sky, the stars, the vastness of the matrix. And we allow those energies to pour in through the bottom of our feet, the top of our heads, filling the core of your being. And imagining that core becoming as bright as you can even imagine. A brilliant light that is in you and moving through you. And now see that light in your core as it radiates forth and floods together with the net, the song lines that radiate all around us in all directions. And you might want to think of one heart bridge that is special to you, someone, somewhere, or some special place. And allow that line of energy to that person and place to grow even brighter and stronger. As the light flowing from earth and sky, filling you, overflows and radiates forth from you across those lines. Feeling your heart wide open. so that the radiance that is you is able to flow freely forth. And because these song lines are made of frequencies, all about vibration, I'm going to add some sound and allow that to draw even more light. Sound is a bridge for light. And I invite you in any way that feels comfortable for you to add some sound as well. And feel that light radiating, riding on that light forth from you. And for our ever deepening understanding of the light that floods through each one of us and touches others everywhere, we do give thanks. Thank you, God. And so it is.
I've searched through mountaintops, high and low grounds, and I've searched through numbers of cities and towns. I've searched the world of my mind and through time, but I'm still looking for home. Still looking for my home. And I've seen perfect skies that I thought would never end. And I met people I thought I'd always call friends. But the days pass by of the things that could have been, and I'm still looking for home. Still looking for my home. Still looking for my home. And each place was different, yet so the same. But I'm still missing something, maybe that spark of fame. To find a place where the people know my name, and that's where I'll find my home. Still looking for my home. And so now I've returned to where my journey began, and I look for the faces of all my old friends. And though time changes faces, we sing the same song, 'cause my home was here all along. My home was here all along. I found my home was here all along. I found my home, it was here all along. With tears and all.
Thank you, Harmony and Robin. We are all welcoming each other home on this walk. And what a beautiful gift of being that is. And so as our ushers come forward, this is our time of giving and thanks. And so I invite you to hold and join with me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And as the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing, "You Are the Face of God." And how beautiful that is. So as our ushers come forward again, here is our prayer of thanks to listen to. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again. And so it is. Amen. Well, a special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for joining us. This is a special place, and we are glad you are part of it today. If you would like more information about the Unity Movement and Unity of Lawrence, please pick up a welcome packet that's right out there on that little shelf. And after service today, the Lunch Bunch is meeting at Perkins on West 23rd Street. All are welcome to come and just hang out and have lunch and chat. And then Beginning Italian with Francesca is meeting this afternoon at 4 in Fellowship Hall. Che bella! Yay, Francesca, grazie, grazie. Pure love in other languages is so fun. 4 o'clock here. And then remember that there is open meditation on Tuesdays at 6:30. So anytime that you want to join, come do that. All are welcome Tuesdays at 6:30 here. And introducing Unity Hangouts. Come out and hang out with us each Wednesday from 4:30 to 6:30. We'll have puzzles, tabletop games, music. Feel free to bring your favorite game or puzzle to share. If you're missing, what was the one downtown? RPG. Yeah, if you're missing RPG, come here. It's chill. And we will hang out on Wednesdays, 4:30 to 6:30. All ages are welcome. We're beginning this Wednesday, January 24th. The fun begins. And next week, after our service, we'll be holding our annual meeting immediately after the service, Sunday, January 28th. This is where we'll review the past year, vote on the 2024 budget, and elect new board members. Flyers with nominee information are available in the foyer. Please plan on staying and participating in this very important meeting. Yay. And the 2023 annual giving statements have gone out to the email or mailing addresses that we have on file. If you have not received yours or want to change how you receive your statement, just contact Polly at finance@unityoflawrence.org. Please also check your email trash or spam folder just in case it's there. We also have a few incomplete names from the cash envelopes, so again, please contact Polly if you think any of those might be yours. Thank you. Big times of change and shift all around. Join us next Sunday when Reverend Jen Hutchins will bring the message, Choose Wisely. Oh, that makes me think of Indiana Jones and the Knights. Choose wisely, choose well. Rev Jen will teach us how. Special music with our own Cindy Novello. And now it is time to rise as you are able to sing the peace song.